What's going on? I'm starting? Am I supposed to come on here? You see a thing, it has a title, and all of a sudden, the title, the explanation, and the beginning of this video have nothing to do with anything. But wait a second, I'm starting to think. There's a chance I have a thought. It's coming. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's taking so long, but it's going as fast as it could. Wait a second. I'm starting to think. I'm thinking. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of you. I must think of everybody. This is me. I must think of everybody. Regardless of my next action, I must take into focus everyone. Every animal, every building, every block, every DNA cell, any kind of ecstasy and division of the mind, you have to vision it all. And to begin with your vision, you must start with respect. And that is the understanding of the formality of in which you represent yourself, okay, in respect to yourself and not online. Taking care of yourself to where you are, not over, but not under, but just in the middle where you have to be. You see, you don't always have to be in the middle unless it's you, because you always want to be in the middle. You really don't want to be on one side or the other, because then it's not fair. So you're in the middle. Now, I'm always talking to you about putting lines and dividing and separating, because you're in the middle. But you're in the Middle East. You're not in the Middle West. And the reasons for that is you're between 5 and 6, not between 5 and 4. Do you understand what I'm saying? On your phone, when man loses his whole spirit, he doesn't lose his whole spirit. He loses only half of it. He only has to move halfway. So instead of man being 10, he's now 10 and a half, which is omega alpha. Why? Because forget about the zeros. 1 and 5 is 6. With the zeros, it's 10 and 50. Why is it 50? Because it's the 5, 4 corners plus the 1 God is 5, in the 10-10 world of beta. So he's already the 10 himself. So he only has to be multiplied by 5 because he's already the 10. When he splits with beta, he's 5 and 5. Okay? He's already the 10. But I only have to multiply him by 5 because that 5 will automatically double up into beta and become the 10. And you have the 50. You have the 10 pass of the 50. Now, what does 1050 mean in CB radios? You have to go and decode that. A lot of my new decoding methods, I'm trying to simplify everything. I'll look at the first and last the initial, and I'll justify from there. Just like when I went on to the Monopoly game, and right away I read out reading, and my first thing that comes to my mind is the birth. But it's the birth of what? Of the angel resident. Reading, R, 18th letter, 1 and 8 is 9. There's 1 and 8, there's 2 and 7, there's 3 and 6, there's 4 and 5, there's 5 and 4, there's 6 and 3, there's 7 and 2, 8 and 1. Both ways. Why? Because it's for the Middle East, and it's also for the Middle West. Whatever you give one, you must give the other. You cannot take without giving. Because by taking, you have given the freedom of the angel to come inside of you and speak. By taking, okay, and making sure that your mind, okay, is in the middle, that you don't take any sides, you can now further process whatever information you have, regardless of what it sounds like and looks like in the dictionary, regardless of what the society says. You have to do this by staying either to the left of 5, which is 4 or 40, or to the right of 5, which is 6 or 60. 60, okay, is the number total count for the word 4, which is delta, which is God. God plays, his role in this world is 4, because he's both beta and man. Beta 2 and man 2 is 4. The reason man is 6, you have to add another 2 because of the heaven. That makes 8. God is 4 because he is the heaven and he is the God, but he's not the man. So he's got to be double up by 2 to meet man, because beta gets 2. So automatically man's birth brings 2, and then he needs 2 more to 4 for the heavens. And then he needs God's connection, 2 more is 6. But man has to start at 2 because beta is at 2. Regardless if he moves over to 3 with the one spirit of God connected to him, Let's say he moves over to 3 and we put the one Spirit of God. He's now 3. But what is he 3 of? Well, 3 of, or 3 dot, he is 3 of one Spirit of the 4 angle of God. Of the one Spirit of beta. Why the one Spirit of beta in this scenario? Because the one Spirit of beta comes in at 2 plus 8 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. So it becomes the one Spirit of beta that now connects. Now obviously I lost one of my thoughts, so I'm not sure where I'm going, but I'm with this 9 and I know the double ups with the 2. So beta starts at 1 of who God is, 10, and 1 of who she is, 10. 1 of the creation, 10. 1 of the angle, God's angle into this world, 10. The passage, 10. And man, 10. The total is 60. Eventually, we use the whole telephone grid or the keypad to use it to go bowling. Because now we have the 12 boxes in bowling. But in the final box, they show you 3 spaces. And that's right. The 3 spaces are 7, 8, and 9. They go together. They do not exist. They're gone out of this world because there's no birth, there's no heaven, and there's no 7 God. Because God doesn't exist at 7 anymore. God exists as 5. Because 6 is gone, because man is 6 and man is gone. He's 1, he's 5, he's Alpha Omega. A and E. Arts and entertainment. ART 1, 18, 19 plus 20, 39. The total count of art is 39, which means 10, which means perfection, in which he built this world. Art. Art's place. Add the 19 because the Spirit is, the place is his. Add the 19. See, I don't know English very well. I just add it in according to what has to be done according to the numbers. Because the numbers tell the whole story. And the story is somewhere within the words we speak, which is not yet a number until I go back to reading Railroad. Then we go over to Pennsylvania. But wouldn't it be funny? Reading is the birth. The one Spirit of the 8 heaven means the stop sign, center, and the dog pound inside of it, okay, is where man is. Right there on the smack in the center. Do I have it? I'll show it to you. Yeah, I don't mind showing. I can do this forever and ever and ever till the day I don't do it anymore. It's pretty simple as that. Why'd you stop? You said you'll do it forever. Yes, forever ended. Forever ended, forever and forevermore. Forever was done, and for more what comes. Okay. This is the one Spirit inside of 8. 4 whole, 4 half. Line length and distance. It's crazy. I don't, 10 minutes ago I didn't know what I just did. I wasn't even thinking about it, and all of a sudden I started it and I can further process it. I don't need any of these, like all these things in math. I'm telling you, when I got out of school, as far as I can remember, I can get it out. I don't think I got more than a 34 or 35 average in my 11th grade. I had to go back for English. And I flunked the first time because I went to the racetrack. You know, I started going there, going to the races, going to work. And anyways, second time I took it a little bit more serious. But there's one thing about me. When I go do something, I put my eyes on it and I get it done the way it has to be done. Everything must be treated like a baby. I know I went out of place, but that's okay. I'll come back to it later. So you got to stick with me. Everything's a baby. Beta, angel, beta. Now he stopped. B-A-B-Y, the baby kangaroo. Why? What is, so listen to this. B-A-B in BAB, okay? 2, 1, 2, which is 106. What 106 means, okay, is that you and your angel play in the same game. Your angel uses his joker, which is the red joker. You use the black joker because you have to be fully connected. You end up being black, okay? And you go together. Now you have 52 cards each plus that joker. Although at the end of the game, you get to keep the angel's joker because you become that angel, okay? So that would be 54. And having that joker means, the 54 joker means you have connected to your angel who has the other joker in the deck of cards. It's 54. And then there's a freedom of 55 when you open up the pack, but we're going to stop right there for now. Okay? So anyways, what happens is you have 52 cards plus one joker, and your angel has 52 cards plus one joker. That's how they did it in Chris de Burgh. They each had their own deck, you know, from beneath his cloak. He had the whole deck beneath his cloak. He was dealing from beneath his cloak. Anyways, 53 and 53 is 106. If you go to 106 is a totality, okay? But in this world, okay, there is a game where man gets to keep that extra joker. First of all, let's explain what I was talking about before. I'm mixing everything up. I'm getting really mad, okay? The joker and the letter Y in baby, okay? The joker is the Y that, that gets you from one area to another area, depending on what letter is designed next to it. Depending on what letter is designed next to it is what one of these Y's will do. These Y's help to jump over the number in between that's missing. Just like when you look at the pentagram and the angle goes up in the pentagram to here and we don't count it for anything, well, these two sides represent that what's in the middle over here, these two sides count for it. So that number would be in the middle. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is crazy. This is so much fun. Too much information, but it's good. It's good. This is good. This is insane, man. This is insane. This is insane. This is not real. I know I'm going to lose myself everywhere, but that's okay. Because this is insane for me. How I can so simply float myself into an area and speak as though I wrote a book and I knew exactly what it meant, when in all actuality, half the times I'm just taking little bits of information that I've already learned and putting it into this situation. It's not that I've learned it before, but I've learned so many different kinds of ways to calculate things and look at things that I take this and implement it here or implement it there, and oh, that's why, oh, this is why. You ever see the two where they go around and then up? Let me show you. Right here, this part on the two. They do this on the two because here they lock up the number 2. Okay, I'm going to show you. And 2 and the 10 to 2 is 8. Okay. They lock up that number right over here. Okay? Because if they don't lock up that number, there's no way they can make the round. They have to go around that number to be able to make that bend. Otherwise, they can't make that bend and do that. So this, okay, we're going to count as 7. This we're going to count as 9. My backbone should have been all the way to here. Okay? 7 and 9. In between was 8. Up here was 2. 2, 7. 2, 9. And when you do that, it ends up doing this. This and this basically could be looked at the same way. It has the same reasoning. It's going around. You see up here? It's going around. It's going around. It's a rainbow. It's going around. This is beta 2 and 7. But over here, what is it going around? 1 and 3. 1, 3, 7, and 9. It's telling you I'm going around. Oh, no, it's just the design. Yeah. Everybody can look at everything their own way. You're who you are. You decide what you want. Your actions of your thoughts are destined to be whatever you do with them, and it has nothing to do with anybody else, regardless of what I say here today or how far you get into the video. Because if you don't get far enough, I might come up with something that might be relevant to the beginning of the video in which I forgot, left out, didn't remember, and at the end of the video I all of a sudden remembered. Now you got to remember what I first said. So now you got to get out a pen and paper. It's like we're going round and rounds and ins and outs. Is that the way it's supposed to be? Call me the fool. You can fool me once. You can fool me twice. You can fool me forever. Because based on the words I choose to be fooled, it is your vision on how it appears to you when I've never been fooled at all. How it may appear and what you may believe, and in totality, it's the same for me. Maybe I have been fooled in certain ways. So I leave an open door, open and open and open, and I say, I could be fooled, and then again, I might not be fooled. So I got the two ends covered. So whatever happens and whatever you say, I'm already in between. Right in between. I got both sides. Man doesn't split apart, okay? But for that destined line that man can split apart, and he was in the middle, and its nose and his biggest finger, your mouth and your asshole, man doesn't split apart. Or does he actually split apart? His high and low blood pressure coming in on a valve on this degrees. My valve, okay, the valve of spirit that's coming into me is about like this, okay? This side, okay, would be more like this, okay? Why? Because on both sides of the head, and you would see the indentation where the heart is, the energy of the Christ, okay, doesn't come in exactly through there, but I'm going to explain to you how it works. What happens is you're shot through here, shot through the heart, the song shot through the heart, okay, and you're to die. Well, the actual shot through the heart of the energy connecting the soul to this planet goes both through both sides of your heart, but one on a sharper angle because it has to go from one side of the body through down over here to girdle of the neck onto the other side of the body where this hole is that looks like the heart. I'm not telling you it like this because that's what they made it. It goes through there into the heart on one side and through the other side. One side should be at about a 45-degree angle, maybe 22.5. But if one is at 22.5, the other is at 11.25 slope down into the heart. These are the lifeline numbers. They just are what they are. It's insane. So we went back to the railroad, which we had 5 minutes ago. Do you mind if I light this up for a second? Back on the railroad. Hold on. Railroad. So I'm constantly learning, and I'm constantly throwing out things, and I'm constant. Thank God I'm constant. There's one thing in my life that I'd like to have constant. How about you? Mon pou. 161521. My heartbeat. Do you think because we have part soul, part spirit, that our heartbeat isn't like that? No, our heartbeat is like this because of the element of spirit and soul. And the difference that you probably can't figure out, okay, in totality, is how the spirit and the soul get together and then are removed from each other, almost like a dust. Because of the information the transfer between the spirit matrix, okay, is so fast. Don't think it doesn't attract dust, electrical dust. Okay, things going up and things go down. It's the electrical dust and the movement of the angle that causes all this, because don't forget the angles that come in, and there's a whole lot of things going up. And anything that turns, it turns like this. It starts like this, and it turns to here, and it turns to here. Not very much. Doesn't move much. The Christ is constant, and the life is constant. Well, from birth to life, it makes a cycle. 195 destined to be 6. Why 195? Because man comes into the world through the 9 months inside God's spirit heaven. God's spirit heaven? Where the hell is that? Your mother's stomach? No, that's beta spirit heaven. No, that's creation spirit heaven. Those are the 3 heavens. The 4th one is the game. So you went through your 3 heavens to get into life. And things work in 3. When you look at certain things, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9. All you have is 1, 5, 9, 3, 5, 7, 2, 5, 8, 4, 5, and 6. I doubled it up. But did I go from the bottom, 7, 5, 3, and 9, 5, 1? Did I tell you about 5? Are you leaving at 5? I'll pick you up at 5. Hold on a second. Are we working from 9 to 5? Sure, my birth was 9. My entrance was in 5. Why 5? Well, I'm only half of 10. And if you put 2 V's on top of each other upside down, it creates the X. So one half of you and the other half of you now gets connected. Well, we were into this. So your heart is not in the center. It's to one side. But your stomach, okay, the way I see it, when my belly hangs out, that's pretty much to the center. Okay? That is the solitude. Your mouth, okay, this is your mouth. If you go through the center, shh, that's your mouth. If you went through your nose, you got a hole on each side. Starting to see how man needs to live. If you split it between the eyes, you have an eye on one side. The Christ, when it comes through, these holes are all delegated. Okay? 2, 1. Okay? 2, 1, mouth, makes the letter I. You want me to design it? I'm home for the whole weekend. So if I do something that's no good, then what I can do is just take it off. And what you can actually do, you see what it does? It's like a T. But you see the way this goes up? Okay? So what you got to do, okay? I want to see if I'm getting this right. And then they have this line over here. And then they have that line over there. Where is it? See all these lines? See this line over here? See the way it goes back? It swings around. It's automatic that it swings around and comes back. Here, see that? Like a little egg? And then there's one on this side. See this one right here? Oh, let me see if I can design this. You see the way it comes back? Like almost a jack. It's almost like the jack. It starts here and comes back like a jack. J and I. If I was sleeping, okay, it's an I and it's an H. 2, 1 nose, 2 holes. 2, 1. And you can say 1. Do you know why you can say 1? You can say 1 when it's in the center. That's when you can say 1. Let me explain it. When you look at the telephone, the 5 is in the center. Okay? It's the center over here. There's nothing on this side. 2, 4, 6, 8 do not count when the 5 is in the center. Okay? Take out 2, 4, 6, and 8. The 5 is in the center over here connecting to 1, 3, 7, and 9. And it's the center. It's the 5 hole. The nose is in the center. The mouth is in the center, but it's split east and west. This is also split east and west. But they each have their own nostril. It's not the same thing. Here you're split, but it's only one mouth. So the mouth stays open. Here you're still enclosed. The cavities. The same thing for the ears. See the way they come around the ears? Just like a heart. You put two ears together, you get a heart. You got the head as the egg. Yeah, it's that simple to put it together. So let's see what we got next. Okay, what was man doing? Hold on a second. Let me light this. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm off for a couple of days. Okay, so what are we going to do next? I was telling you about the railroads. Forget about my face. I know I may have not finished it, but there's so many things pending where you end up putting the lines and the caves. It just doesn't stop. Your chin is in the center. Things that are in the center take hold on what is on each side and is in between what is above and what is below. He stands on what is below, Jupiter, and what is above supports the holding of everything beneath his feet when we're in space and not on the ground. In between is Jupiter, the star of Bethlehem, and Jupiter, and the reason for its gracious knowledge. And everybody says, what is this? What is that? And Venus is the mother. Okay, Venus is the mother. The 5, Jupiter, is the father. God is the 4 corners plus the center. And why is he the center? Because he's the center of 2, 4, 6, and 8. So he's 5 to the center of 2, 4, 6, and 8. That would make 1, and then 4, and then 2, 4, 6, and 8 would make 5 total. And he is to the center of 2, 4, 6, and 8, and to each of the corners, okay, he collects from 1, 3, or he regenerates to the corners, okay, 2, 4, 6, and 8 to each corner. There's many ways to do this. So 2, 4, 6, and 8 given to the 9th corner would equal 29. And that is the beta birth and creates the pentagram. 20 in the corner, okay, of 7 would be 27, and that would be the Y that I was trying to explain over here, okay, upside down. The 27th Y, or 25th Y jumps over 28 to go into, on this side, the Y jumps over the Z to get to the A, or jumps over the Z from Y, the 25th letter, to Y, the 27th letter. It goes over the Z. It's a passage. So God makes a passage to go over. Whether he's putting out or taking in, he has his 4 corners, plus the beta 4 corners is 8. Plus he's got himself as 9. Plus he has himself as the beta God, because he has to count himself there as 10. Plus he is creation is 11. Now add on their actual numbers that they're represented on their 2 and 3. Okay, so I only added on 1. I'll add another one. It'll be 12. And then on 3, I only added 1. You have to add 2 more. Is 13 and 14. And 13 and 14 gets back to 13th letter M, 14th letter N. The N letter is how it all began. The one spirit of 2, 4, 6, and 8. Isn't that how I began it? I said how it ended just now. The one spirit of 2, 4, 6, and 8. Now, how did I explain it the first time? I know I was smack on with my explanation. The one spirit 8. Oh, yes, because I said the one God at the end, okay, has the 4 sides. The one God has the 4 sides, okay? Now, you go over here in the corner number 7. This, okay, takes this over here, okay, number 5. It collects here, it collects here, it collects here, it collects here. The total of its collection is 20, okay? If it moves to this corner, the corner of 7, it will be 27 and the Y letter, okay? The Y upside down. It goes upside down from this corner to this corner, cutting through 8 and 6. I'll try and design it for you if I can. I'll try my best if I could. Okay, this is what happens. Okay, I connected, well, I put it too much on the slant. It was supposed to pass through here. Anyways, It jumps from here to over here, the 25th to the 27th letter. Now, what was I talking about? Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. It's not working properly. The 8, the 4, and the 4. Right, okay. Takes the energy of this, this, and this. Let's say he takes this energy. If he just takes this energy, it's 10. And if he takes this one, it's 10 plus 10. This is 7 plus 20. And 7 plus 10. And 7 plus 30 equals 27 equals 37. And this one equals 21. Okay, so listen to this. I mean, it's coming in, the information. Let me explain it to you. What happens is when you draw a line straight across, okay, and this line has to come down, it says plus. When this line comes straight down and this line comes straight down, it shows a division between the two groups, okay, which makes each one a minus. Okay, and the reason I tell you that is because this is how it works. This level over here is 10. Okay, this level over here is 20. Man's level with this and this over here on this cross angle is another 10. Okay, so we end up having 21, 27, 39. Now I'll show you how it works. Okay. When you come from this corner all the way to here, you have a 10 plus the 5 makes 15. 1 egg. 10, 5, 2 eggs. 3 eggs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 eggs that you can create in here that come out to a 10, 10, 10, 10. And then the final 10 of the game of 50. The reason, okay, is 10, 10, 10, 10, and in blackjack, all the 10s all together, and the kings all add up to 50, the same thing. 40, sorry, they all add up to 40. And then you have to add in God and man, 10, 10, okay, for the whole world, which is 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 5 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 50. Now you have to put in another 20 because you pass by the 5 section 4 times. You get on the train, you get off the train, you get on the train, you get off the train, you get on the train. Where's your ticket, sir? You understand? You have to pay and count all the time. Every time you go to the train station, you got to pay, and you got to pay, and you got to pay, and you got to pay. That's the way it goes. It's payday. So now we're at a total of 70. And if you want to look what 70 looks like, okay, I'll show you what 70 looks like. Can you see 70? What do you actually see? Do you see 70, angel resident? The 18th letter. Do you remember Monopoly from before? The 18th letter, reading, angel resident. So do you see where 70 comes into the effect? Okay. Now let's go back to the beginning. Okay. We have 2, 4, 6, and 8. That makes 40. Okay. Now we add God in the middle. That makes 50. Okay. Now beta is the second thing done, okay, from anything. God is the second God. That is the next thing done. After that, he doesn't have to go make his creation because we have already come around to do it. I've already told you 10, 10 worlds, and those 10, 10 worlds show zeros, in which explains already the creation. So we already have all these 10s. Okay, do you remember what I said? 4 times 10, 10, 10. And then you have to do 5, 5, 5 because that's God, 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 God. Okay, so you have to put in another 10 in there. Okay, the reason we're not going to use them all for this count because this is a totality of the one world and this world and the 2 worlds together at the same time, using up more lines because you have to use the 2 worlds and all the worlds together to show the heavens because you need 2, 4, 6, 8 for the heavens. Even though you need 2, 4, 6, 8 for everything, when you calculate the heaven last, it's an 8. Okay, so your totality is the highest you can go because 9 doesn't exist. It's born. It's living there. Otherwise, there is no heaven. So anyways, you have 50. You talk and you say, oh yeah, the beta God. So God's turns aside and he becomes not God 1, but God what? He becomes God 2. And being God 2 and already having the game at 50, the golden years, add 2 to 50. And you have 52 cards in a deck. Oh wait, we're not finished. The Joker is 53 cards in the deck. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about creation. Creation is the third number. Okay. So now I already told you that God was at 52 with being beta God. He creates that queen in the deck. Okay. Or the 2 card if you really want to say it. Because the queen is always there in the deck. It's the game. The queen is part of the game. Okay. In this world, the queen is part of the game. The 2 is added for the beta worlds, for the tips of the pentagrams. So what you have now, okay, is you're at 52, and do you go to 55, or what happens? We have to jump to 54. Now we're at 52, we have the 2 jokers together. Because although he has one, they're both for you. Because if you don't have your joker, his joker is no good because you're not here. But he has a joker and you have a joker, but they both belong to you. It's your life. He supports nothing. He can't make any real decisions at all. So you add on the 2 jokers to 52. Now you have 54. The 5 world of God, all odd numbers, and the 4 world of God, all even numbers. 5 and 4, 9. So where was I? Even, odd, numbers, 10. Oh, yes. So now we're at 54. But wait a second. What about our freedom of 55? Well, you pass through the 5 once, and you pass through the 5 again. That's your 55, passing through it. Add 1. Now you got 55. But you pass through it again. So you got 56. And then you pass through it again, you got 57. And that's it. Because a straight line passing through, not connecting, counts for 3 lines, which is the Mug and Doveit. Now you have 57. What does your angel have? Well, since you're running on 19 Spirit and he's running on 25 Jack, the 2 and 5, the 2 and 5 number, God, 2 and 5, what created the 52 cards. Okay, so now, what do they have on the other side? Well, the other side's worth a full quarter. 3 times 25, because we have to multiply everything by 3. 3 by 25 is 75. 3 by 19 is 57. 3 by 25 is 75. 57, 75. And what did the letters say? Egg. Or your heart rhythmic, or whatever it is. The total of the 2 is 44. And the reason I'm going to show you why the total is this, and this is for the Jewish people who really don't ever want to listen to me, but I'm going to show you what this is. This is for the actual bee's nest, okay? And this is your delta. This is the tallest that goes around your neck. 4 and 4, because this equals 44. Y and S. Did he say C or yes? C or yes? What should we see? That is yes, because in Spanish, French, and English, and with the sound of the letter represented, like a B would have a letter E, you can add the E into it. You can add the sounds of the letters that go with it, or use the sounds from whence they came. If you say bust, you can use, if you were using only initials, no, I'm not going off to this. Stop that, Ronnie. Stop that. Another thing I was going to show you just for the hell of it. I mean, it's something just here and there, and I'm just going to do it because it's in my mind. Do you want to see what number 5 can do? Let me show you what number 5 can do. If you believe that I can do and anything that's worth it, everything is worth it. If I can condense and only get out the good stuff, eh? Okay, let's see if I can do this. Number 5. All I want to do is go around it in a box. I'm only going to make a box around it, and I'm only going to make a C. Do you know why I'm going to make a C and only a C? Oh, my paper's still here. You know why I'm only going to make a C? Because one mouth is always open. When one mouth is closed, one mouth is open. Look at the S letter. It represents it. And that thing in Spanish, mañana, that one also. Okay? If you ever look at the cards, there's a cards with a snake-like thing. You'll see dots on it. One is open, one is closed. One is open, closed. One is open, closed. And that's one of the reasons for it. So you got to have that mouth open, because when it's grabbing one, okay, when one mouth closes on this side, it opens on the other side. It closes on this side. It's almost like swinging from trees. Okay, so anyways, let's get back to this, that number 5, and just see what happens to number 5. What happens to number 5? Okay, do you see? If you don't connect the lines properly, you have to start from the point. I didn't start from the point. So we're going to do it again. Here we go, number 5. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to make it big. I'll throw out this page after anyways. Here we go. Now we're going to go and connect. Go. I went one line up. I go one line down. Okay. And what do you got? I mean, my writing is not I mean, because I didn't put the lines properly, but it creates the F letter. Here's your 5. And I mean, you can do it to a lot of letters, and a lot of them work out. I'm going to do one right here, and then I'm going to do the number 2. Okay, and here goes the number 2, up and down, all the way around, and here's the number. Look, 5. But I didn't do the 5. I did the 2. You see the 2? Where the 2 is? Oh, my mouse fell on the floor. I can't see if you're there. You see the 2? And that's a C. But I could have extended this like this, the F. Why can I extend it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. These cards, okay, if you look, okay, there's not another whole level that fits in between. When I told you this one sucks from this one, this one, this one, and this one, okay, I mean it puts out, and here's 2, 4, 6, and 8 are in the center. But it's the red that's alive. That's what it shows on this card, because it's a red spirit. And we're alive as men. So this one sucks out here, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay? So that's why wherever you move this one, okay, if you move it right up here, there's nothing to suck out of. Like on the 2 card, there's nothing to suck out of. So it can't be building or transferring anything. Depends what position it's in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the beta heaven and man's heaven. And 1, 2, 3, 4, God's heaven. Now, why would God's heaven be like this? Why is God's heaven like this? Now, you want to hear the funny story? Man lives on the wings. I don't know why. Somehow he always lives on the wings. It means that man is never in the house. He's always on one planet, in one world, or in another world. Okay? The reason he's on the wings is because I said he's, where's man? I said he's between, man's life is right here. Give me another marker. Come on, boys. Don't slow down. Don't slow down. Give me another marker. No, come on. Come on. No, I don't believe this fucking shit. I can't believe it. No, this is not working. Oh, I lose all my thinking and I have to change. Oh, I get all so lost. You see this? Whoop, is it? I don't know which one. Maybe it's not there. I don't know which way it's showing up in your screen. Okay? This is towards the 6. This is the middle, and this is the Middle East. Okay? Now, since the card is all like this in all actuality, okay, now you can see where the Middle East really is. It's over here. It's not the Far East. That's not the Far East. It's over here. The West, and it goes all around this, I don't know what you call it, over here, and this is something everybody should know about. Everybody is always wanting to know about what that is. The 5-fold, the 5 position, the 5 of anything. Big enough for a ship, my friends? See any ships built like this? Maybe it's a little bit shorter. Okay. Any ships? Bermuda Triangle. Ring a bell? Why is it the Bermuda Triangle? Because I'm going to finish off the design a little bit if I can in front of you. And I'm down here with a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm just finishing off the design of the paper, and that's what it is. Somehow that is the center point of something. If the world was like this, where would the Bermuda Triangle be? Now don't forget, okay, the black means separate. Okay? The black and the white. Separate the darks from the colors. We'll take a look at what we have to do with the universe separating the darks and the colors. You know why they separate also the darks from the colors? Why the whites and the darks can't go together? They're talking about your skin color. Don't put the darks with the colors. Don't put the lights with the colors. Lights. Put out the lights. Put on the lights. Light color skin. Archangels. Different kinds of angels. Don't mix them up right now. Let them mix up and mingle on the earth and see what they turn into. Don't forget, we're not real. We're not real. We're always turning into something. Not because we want to, because God does it to us. I mean, it's His world. He has to know. He must know what He's doing. He made 7 billion of us. If God thinks He has to make a change, let the poor guy make the change. Okay? Let the poor guy make the change. Just a little change for the poor guy. Anybody got any change? Any change for the poor guy who created this world? Just a little change. No one wants to give the poor guy who worked so hard to create this world to keep us up where we are today at 7 billion, not so strong anymore, but strong in the hearts, knowing that God, oh, I'm a seal. I've been stamped with the mark of God. Where are we next? Did I explain the extension on this? 1 world, 1, 2, 3, 2 worlds, 4, 5, 6. But this one stops at 5. Why? Because 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. And you have 1, 2, and 3. You've got your own worlds. I don't know why it's like that. I seem to think that the actual difference, okay, is not actually like the cards, but I think it's 8 by 9. 9 blocks this way by 8 blocks this way. The question is, are the diamonds indented using the same space? They indent the diamonds because they really don't need the corners. Then they cap the corners and use the indentation and cap so that the two can be connected together with a pull. They weld it all around and they no longer need the space. They open it like a funnel inside a corner of a dice cube. Am I getting confusing? For the fact is that I'm here almost an hour. I haven't told you half of what I wanted to start with. I did tell you about bowling for a little bit and why there's 300 and why there's 12 of this and 12 of that, why there's 10 of this and 10 of that. Like I said, God is 10. Either you're one more or you're one less. So in roulette, God is 37. In the beta world, so you're either two more or two less. And the only reason I'm saying that is because you're taking this world and that world. It's like me saying, are you coming with us? Okay, one more. But when I said us, we were already 6. That would make 7 total. So you got to check what you actually use as words, because in reality, being from the computer-generated world, there will be some people on Earth that whatever you say, they're going to tell you, you're not talking about the right thing, or you're lying, and they're going to know right away because you said a word out of order, or you didn't pronounce the word properly. And it's not how you say it, it's how they understand it, because they're also connected to the system to have the better of the understanding. Regardless of your mistakes, they must do their best to get within themselves what you are trying to convey, or ask to you a question to be polite to help yourself out, to understand. It is polite to ask questions. Anyways, back to the railroad. The second railroad, which is Pennsylvania, which is the Railroad of Freedom. Okay, now that railroad, Pennsylvania, I'm only going to use the letter P, the one spirit of the 6 islands. You know what that does, the one spirit of the 6 islands? Let me show you in small detail. The one spirit of the 6 islands is like this. Da 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 da. I, depending which way it is. Now, if it was God, okay, right? Have you ever seen this? An exclamation point. But if this was supposed to be like this, what is the difference? Okay, the difference is he wraps himself around himself. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you how. Okay, what he does is God runs as the spirit, okay? He's Omega, he's round, okay? He runs from the 5 position around the 1 and back to the 5 position. Just like this. That's the way it's done. I mean, I can't come up and start showing you something and say, that's it? That's all you showed me? You don't know nothing. I know nothing. Because I'm only showing you what's easy to see. So what's the difference? Any young kid can do it. Well, let's add in the Monopoly. Maybe a little roulette. Anyone want to play numbers in roulette? Anybody want to talk, but you only can use the numbers from the roulette board. Every time the ball falls, you have to write a 100-word essay. Every time you get a number. And every number will be different. You know why? Because if the 14 ball fell in the last hole, I would be talking about neutralizing and getting to the passage of the connection of the beta world. In the next roll, if I get 31, I'm asking myself, is 1 and 3 connecting to center 5, creating the 9? And if it's creating the 9 and the last number was 14, 9 and 14 would make 23. And that's number 23 that's so special in this world. And 2 and 3 equals 5. So we're back to the beginning again. What was I saying? You see, I'm always going to come back. It's always going to work out for me. At least it seems to be that way. Why? Because I'm hooked up to the Matrix. Of course. I'm not the only one, but I pretend to be. Older men can pretend. We are still allowed, right? Can I be a child for a while? I want to be a child. Anyways, let's walk away from that. This is because when we're talking in cards, it's 1, 2, 3 worlds, okay? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 worlds. There's a lot of worlds, but what happens? Things spread out. All your lines start to connect on paper, and that's why you need so many worlds, because there's centers, and for every center there's a top and a bottom, and for every top and a bottom there needs a space for the top, a space in between for the middle, and a space for underneath. Okay, then once you have that space, you got to condense it into a shape, so you need to make a space from the end of your shapes together, and then you got to box it in, and then if it's not squared, okay, you have to increase the size and square it off on the outside box, and then extend all your interior wiring all the way out to the end, and then recreate everything you've done in the center to take up the entirety of the rest of the box. Because inside you will see that we'll end up with a world that's next to void. No stars. No stars. There can't be any stars. They're blocked. And it's all because of the number 1 having no actual letters on it to begin with. Anyways, I'm just going to run through one more thing before I go. I did start with this, and like I said, the 5 position takes the 20. 5 takes the beta world 20 and becomes 25. At the same time, okay, he is the 5 and beta is the 2. At the same time, we mentioned the 52 cards. At the same time, we went up to 52 and all the way to 57. But 57 doesn't stop there. There's doors on the packages. You got to open up the packages. And when I think of the doors opens this way, how does the other door open up? And the cards are sealed and they're in plastic wrap and they're so special. And people play poker with the cards and all these games with the cards because of the numbers and points and values of the games that are actually not listed on any of the rules and packs. Are clues to consistency in how the totality of everything was put together. And I don't think, is it possible? No, it's impossible that anybody in this entire world has created this other than the good Lord. But you know what? Maybe it was George Bush or something. Maybe he came up with all of this. Yeah, it must have been George Bush. Wonder what he's going to do if he ever gets put to jail. Anyways, let me get back to what I was talking about over here. Or should I bring it into the next video? That's what I'm going to do. I'm bringing it into the next video. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. And you know why? Remember I was counting the cards again? Well, I just want to say something. Like I said, 7, 8, and 9 are gone after, right? But when you count, we're always adding to the end 1, 2, and 3. We're going to be eliminating 7, 8, and 9 after everything because the worlds are 1, 1 world, 1, 1 world, and then the world in the center. So you go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Because the world in the center creates that each world ends up with 3 and 3. Okay, that's how it works. And you keep, every time you get a world, you have to expand your box because you're always going to have a center. And the center needs a dividing line. That's the reason for American football. That's the reason for Canadian football having 5 yards different. But it's not 5 yards difference. It's 10 yards difference. Okay? And there's a reason for it. Okay? I'm not sure because there is no weighting. What if each team weighted at the 57-yard line in American football? They would be at the 43 of the other team. 4 and 3 is 7. If the same thing happened in Canadian football and you went 57 yards, you would be at the other team's 53. 53, okay, 5 and 3 is 8 to heavens. 8 and 8 and what? We'd be at the 43. 8 and 7. How's that possible? We'd be at the 53. Yeah, we'd be at the other guy's 53. 5 and, okay, so no, let's take it to row 8. It would be 43 and 53. It makes 96. It's in between. One has 50, one has 55. In between is 52 and a half. Sure, the 52 cards. And the 0.5, who you are. Why 0.5? One joker is you, and the other joker is now you. You're both jokers. Take it away from your other guy because you're the angel who's talking on the cassette. I don't see my angel coming here to talk. I have to talk for both jokers right now. So that's what happens. Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh yes, the 53 to 47. So anyways, the yard line averages of the adding the averages, 57 yards from the end zone at the line, at the 0 line, 57 yards, you get to the 43. Canadian football, 57 yards, you get to the 53 of the other side. 53 and 43, 96 or 69. The egg, alpha, omega. The egg and your birth, 6 and 9. 6 and 9. F and I. If what? If he what? Is he born? Well, he's not born yet, but what if? What if you have a baby? What if you have a baby? You see, what if you have a baby? Are you going to have a baby? I'm not sure. What if? So right away, if you say you're not sure and what if, I have to go sure, and if is 19, 19, 21, 18, and 5, 23, 44, and 19, 63, and 19, 82, the beta heaven. Are you going to have a baby? The beta heaven answer is 1. It means one child, one spirit. Wow. So every time you have a conversation, and if you question, anytime you question anything, now you're asking God questions. So now you have to question your question. Question the question. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And obviously in English, everybody's going to say, oh, I'm as me. I'm as me, not as me. Not as me, as sure as I am. Tomorrow is another day. Anyways, I'm playing with your heads right now. Anyways, sure and if totals 63 and 19. 63 is WU, Western Union, whatever you, creation of man. Okay, and 19 is the spirit. 36 and 91. Oh, what am I going? 63 and 19 is the 82. 8 and 2 is 1. Anyways, what I'm going to get to last is crane. I saw this on a picture, on a tombstone, and it added up to 45. So how come they don't put deranged AI? So then they put brain. So 45 is 2, 4, 6, and 8, the 4 worlds of the 5 God, the 1 and 4 angles of God, and the 1 center, 5. Okay, he becomes the asshole. Oh, that's not nice. Did I call God the asshole? Oh, fuck. Because he's in the center hole. He's in the 5 hole. He's the A spirit. He's the asshole. Because the S in the 5-fold is an asshole. It's the hole of A5, which is an S. It's an asshole. That's where he is. He's an asshole. So sometimes when the Chinese go, asshole, like they must be sane then. If the Chinese are going so, that would mean get to the point of the matter. Wow, I'm going to start learning languages now. Well, this is insane. You just hear a sound and you know what it means right away. That's pretty cool. That's insane. Oh, Lord, you have bought me my Mercedes-Benz. Give me no other, I'll lose all my friends. If I have too much, I'll be keeping out of touch. So keep me with the stuff that I have. Okay, now brain next to crane, and crane obviously is like a cranium, which is your head. Now brain is 1 less than 45, and that would be in the world of war, this world we actually live in. And why is there 1 minus? Because God, in the total of 45, okay, minus 1 is 44, because God don't count himself. He doesn't count himself. He doesn't. He doesn't. In that game. And then you get to rain. And rain is the spirit. Rain man. It's the spirit. And that counts for 60. Okay? Now you want to see something about this? Delta. The delta corners. 4, 4, 44, 22 and 22 life. A V. Value of 22, value of 22. Value of 4, value of 4, 24, 24, 48. The 4 heaven of the 8 heaven. Here's the capsule we are in. This is how we're actually living. The earth gets cut up here. You ever see what an apple would look like? I mean, an apple has a better chance of sitting down on the floor here, because if the stem sticks out of an apple, it's going to stick like this. You see, if you're asking why is our world on a 45-degree angle, and that's because of the stem of connection. It's actually might be upside down, and it's leaning on something. Maybe this is not the bottom of our world. Maybe the bottom of our world is right here on this angle here. I don't really know. Don't forget I don't know, because if the point goes in, okay, don't forget there's a point going down, there's a point going up in the matter. So anyways, let's get back to this over here. So we went to rain. This also stands for the number 4, which is delta, the God, the angle of God. 2 and 2 is 4. 2 and 4 connects to the 6. Why do you do that? Because on your telephone, if you drag a line from this corner to this corner, starting to create the octagon, it surpasses through 1, but it's allowed because 2 takes over from 1. That's why 2 takes over from 1 and works in the 5-fold of God, and that's why you get 52 weeks a year. Well, why do we get vacation pay for 2 weeks? Well, how the hell you want to pay your angel? 1 week for you, 1 week for your angel, 2 weeks. Can you handle any more? 54 weeks. 1 week vacation for the black joker, and 1 week vacation for the red joker. So, lo and behold, we would have the 54 weeks all the same. But then I ask myself a question. The question comes like this. Everything that's red seems to be on angles other than straight, okay? And if that was true, okay, that when we stop work on Friday to Friday, okay, you go on vacation, you stop Friday, you stop till the next Friday to next Friday, and now you have another Saturday and Sunday. 2 extra days, because it's your weekends on both. Now you have 2 weekends is 14 days, and a line is 0.25, okay? And according to this, I gotta have how many times? I need 8 of these. Okay, I'm not sure if I have the number right. If I had 10, I'd have 2.5 days. Oh, that's exactly what it is, Friday afternoon. Oh my God. Listen to this. This is insanity. This is insanity. You have 2 extra weeks a year. You already have 52. You get 54. Regardless if it's for the 2 gods, the 1 God, regardless of what it is. Okay? You get 14 days. Okay? But is it 14 days? Because you're actually finishing work, like I said, they're not weekdays. They're weekend days. There's 2 days every weekend. 2 beta, 5 alpha. Alpha, God, stands for the work week. Beta, the mother, stands for the weekend, because she created nature. And for the animals, it's always the week and the weekend at the same time. But for the spirit, in all actuality, it's all the time. But I'm not going to get into this conversation right now because I can really open up a whole lot of worms. Let's go through the 14 days. We have an extra 2 to 2.5 days. Okay, now what do we do with those 2 days? Why do we have those 2 days? Again, the black joker and the red joker. You end up with an extra. You get the 2 weeks. Now you get the 2 days. Why do you get the 2 days? Because beta is the weekend. That's why. She gets the extra 2 days on the weekend. Beta gives you the weekend, 2 days. So you end up getting 4 days on the weekend and 10. Oh my God. You see when you back it up, 4 and 10. Now let's do this. To get 10, give me 6 and 4 makes 10. To bring it to a 7, 7, the 4 would need 3, and the 6 would need 1, and the 10 would equal 4 now. And the 4 is on the other side. And if I take the 4 and go 2 and 2, and to get the 7, 7, you need 5 and 5. So now you have 10 again. So it just all turns inside of itself. And that's why we have the weeks and the weekends. And right now I'm working on in my next video winter, spring, summer, and fall, the months of the years, the days, the seasons, the reasons why the seasons start on the finish on the 20th and begin on the 21st, why certain months are 30 and 31 days. These are all things I have all the answers. The question is, will I be able to get them down on paper and then put it onto video? That's another question. I have still not done the soccer ball yet. I have still not redone some of my stuff from last week, and tomorrow is cleaning day. Tomorrow is cleaning day. This is cleaning weekend, but I was told they might be moving me. I feel like I am in a ward right now. Wait, don't put that renovation in. You might be moving. But wait a second. Let me check the date. Oh, it's okay. It's only May 15th, 2008. I don't remember if he was ever going to come back, but I don't ever remember ever leaving this apartment in the last 5 years. I've got books and piles of dust behind me. This whole place is littered, but it's clean. And it's all put away and it's documented. I was only talking about my file folder, my matrix number of 7286. Can't you read out the other codes? Don't even know myself, but I keep breaking into the vault of knowledge. Anyways, we were going with brain, rain, sane. Sane is the mind again, just like crane, but the difference between here and here is 16. Take a look at this number backwards. It is 16. 16 to this makes the 61 back, and then you go to brains connect. Now the drain is the delta angle of the rain. Now the rain was 60. Now this would be 4 more. 64, it means God has connected to the angle and 2 to man. Because every time he takes 2 and gives to one side, he gives 2 to the other side. His transactions written down was 2 and 2 is 4. Doesn't care where, I don't care where you put it. How many you have? 3. How many did you bring? 2. How many are you leaving with? 8. 8, 4, 6, 5, and 2, 3. Okay, I should only have 3 in inventory then. Just like that. Just like that. So yeah, I got to write that down. I'm still learning. I'm still learning the numbers. D equals 2 times 2. F equals 3 times 2. B equals 1 times 2. A equals 1 times 1. Just like that. Boom. I didn't know this before. I wrote it down. Now I understand it. Each level. If you tell me number 23, my first thing I'm going to say is W. But the better part about it is, okay, is I'm going to say it's in the 3rd level. W in the 3rd level, but it's a 23. How is it in the 3rd level? A9, J, S, 18, 2 levels done. Now we got 19 to 27. Oh, wait a second, you fell into a hole. There ain't nothing in 27. Yes, there is. And it could be a Y. Because it is. It's not you. Anyways, if it was you, it'd be coming back the other way. You need to continue. So anyways, we've got to go all the way down to where drain was here. And then to all reflect, man and angel is the drain of the brain and the rain that's sane. And that's why we can't use it, because it's so deranged. A-N-G-E, Ange, range, okay? We don't use this. Rain, okay? D-rain. Why is it so long? Rain, R-A-N. 18, 19, and 14 is 33. 3 and 3, command and create, okay? This one over here for rain, okay, there's only 60. There's a 27 difference. Deranged means two. To be deranged, but de in French means two, okay? Two of, 33, two, one of this and one of that. Ranged, deranged. Rain is 60, 27, two worlds of 7, two worlds of 7. The difference between 33 and this is a total of 27. Beta, God, to God, of the 7th passage of the Magen David. And that's why this is spelt this way and this one's spelt this way. And even if I add on I'm not even sure. Even if I added on the E over here, I'm not sure how it's spelled. You would have to add 5. Now, if I had to add 5 here, I'd come over here to rain, and where it was 33, it's now 38. The difference would be 22, and 22 means life. So irrelevant, even if I added on that letter, it wasn't going to change anything because the value in the letter N, okay, and the letter A, both sounds, because the capital R is used before it, okay, the A is already stipulated in R. The letter N is EN, and EN, what's the difference? The number count is the same, depending on whether or not you're using 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 letters, and then it would change. And obviously it changes also through the syllables that break up these letters. So I don't know all the answers for all of these. I just know that this is the way it works. I mean, with me, I just know this is the way it works. I can't tell you what I'm going to get done. I can't tell you how it's going to show. Actually, I can tell you how it's supposed to show, but how it's going to show in my first try, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you a lot of things. I can't tell you the truth of everything that I do. I only can tell you that it seems so perfect. When there's an answer, the answer seems so perfect, or the possibilities are so high. I mean, it's almost like being bathed and showered with love. The love of the knowledge gives yourself such a high feeling of self-worth. It's insane. It's insane, but I still like to get out and smoke a big joint after this. It's been an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop, constant, non-thought, just coming home off the job, have a couple of days off in which hopefully I'll keep on working. I hope to be here. I hope to be here to make more videos, and I hope to be here to the point in time that we can all stand up in one stage, billions of us, and say, the good has calmed the evil. There is no evil. What I thy see, what I thy know, the actions I partake, the words I speak, what my hands touch, my hands belong to God. My feet belong to God, and we only stand because of God. If he does not throw, he's like this on us. God is like this on us. He chokes us with that energy right through us. It's insane. And it's like, and it keeps turning up like this, like the mustache. It's turning up. Oh my God, that's what it is. Wow. The cancer in the ass, okay? Because your ace, when you shove an ace up your ass, right, on the same, on whatever angle it is, I wonder what the angle of your ass is inside. Because in order to attain both rods, or does only one rod actually hit your heart? I could have been wrong before, and the angles will both be different at 22 degrees or something. I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, it would be 22.5 degrees it would have to come in. And the reason by 22.5 is one of the angles of 22.5 plus 22.5 equal 45. That's the delta angle, 45. He only has one 45. We have he has both 45s. We have one 45. I'm sorry. Oh, it works both ways. Beta has one 45, one on the left, one on the right, creating a total. Beta always has to use her angles, 45, 45. If it's alpha, he can keep a straight back here and put this one an angle. If it's beta, they got to both be like this. So alpha has a straight back angle that cuts through our heart. Okay, now I'm not really sure if it cuts right through both of your feet. Okay, because when you shove the ace up your ass, okay, and there's a bar inside, it drops down that bar to where it hangs your nuts of a man, and the rest of the ace goes through to the bottom of your feet. That's why when you see an ace, it's got little feet on it. The rest of the ace, if you see there's a little slash at the top, meaning it's not on center for connection. Okay, because I had to go straight up your ass, and this world's a little crooked. So it goes up there and it connects with the two spirits coming in. And then when it goes through your feet and hits the sole of the bottom, it shows on the hair of the cards where the hair curls like elements of iron that have heated and gone through you, and some have gone right through you and others come out your toes. You know your nails of your toes? Well, it's the energy of God growing. Your toenails and your nails, it's the energy of God growing inside of you. He needs an exit. Your hair is an exit. Your hair is an exit. Your nails are an exit. Your toenails are an exit. Your big toe is the biggest exit. So when you're having problems with your feet, you got to know what it is. There's certain elements that go in the ground. Now, I didn't study this, and I don't know this, and it may not be true. And like I said, everything could be fake, but I see it. I see how it works. Now, it can be just like any other story. Hey, Ma, come see what I did. Okay, nice, come for dinner. I mean, it can be just like that. I can mean absolutely no more than another puff on the cigarette. Anyways, we finished everything with crane, brain, drain, and we finished everything on roulette. The other thing I wanted to tell you on roulette, because I always say this, take roulette, go to roulette and look for roulette anglaise, English roulette, and look for a roulette table that says orphans on it, or in French, orphelin, which means orphan children. You'll see there's some numbers that go with it. The total of the numbers, I'm not going to give you the explanation of all the numbers, but one total's 57. The other total's 75. 57, 75. Where is the 7? Where is the 5 on the roulette wheel? That's what we have to find. 5, 14, 23, 32 on the roulette. 5, 14, 23, 32. These numbers must be studied. God takes these two, okay? Because he is the beta of the second world. That's why the O is over here. On the other one, it's a 10. It's on the side, counting all the 9 till 10. 17 and 20 are together, the one spirit of 7. This is the Magen David, the one star of the 7 spaces, the one world of spirit of 7. One world of spirit, one world of soul. Put them together, you got spirit and soul. 22. Life. I don't know where I was going, what I was saying, what I was going to do next, but if you had the courage to take up any of your time to watch any part of this cassette, I thank you very much. Raphael, in the constellation of Pegasus, 7286, I return with the SIG test. This is a signal testing station. 7286, signal testing. -5281-2005. -410 63 06 19. Thank you.